All right, here we are. It is Friday. It is September the 13th, and it's time for the word for you today. Hope you're looking forward to a wonderful Friday. Fridays are almost one of the best days of the week, aren't they? But here's what we're talking about today, and that's the future. You see, the good thing about the future is that it doesn't all hit you at one time. If you had your entire life thrown at you all at once, imagine how overwhelming that would make you feel, right? But see, God gives us life in bite-sized 24-hour segments. Gracefully, He does that. But since God gives us only one day at a time, that's how He expects you and I to approach our life. Live one day at a time and yet still make it count for God. Jesus taught us these words. He said in Matthew 6:34, He said, "Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today." So what Jesus is saying here, He's saying, stop borrowing trouble. Stop borrowing tomorrow's troubles. If there's something happening next week, why are we messing up today by worrying about it, right? So worry can't change the past, and it can't change or control the future. Worrying only makes you miserable today. So God gives us all the grace. God gives us all the grace you need, all the grace you and I need, but just enough for today. And He does it every day. He doesn't stockpile all that power in your life and then give it to you for next week or next month. No, He says, listen, here's what He says. He says, this is how He teaches us to pray. He said, give us this day our daily bread. He wants you to take life one day at a time. When we don't know what the future holds, guess what? It's okay, because we can still take one day at a time, and that's all we were really meant to do. So when everything is uncertain and you don't know how to make wise decisions for the future, then that's okay. Take care of today first. It's important to plan. It's important to pray and to trust God for the future. But God still expects you to put all your energy into making today count for Him and His glory. And a great way to do that is what I was thinking about this morning, is for us to reduce our media intake. It just hit me this morning as I was studying for this. And here's one thing that hit me. God doesn't care about television. He doesn't care about how much time we spend in front of a TV. I think we could probably cut way back on that, almost every one of us. Instead, we're to focus on the things that God loves and spend more time focusing on the things that God cares about. Like, for instance, maybe our spiritual growth and maybe caring more about other people, things that we can do for them right now, today. And see, that's how we make each day count for the Lord. All right? And then our passage really for today was taken from Proverbs 27:1, where it says this. It says, "Don't brashly announce what you're going to do tomorrow. You don't know the first thing about tomorrow." That's what it says in the Message. See, when everything else seems unclear, this makes things very clear for us in our life. Plan for tomorrow, but live for today. See, God will give you everything you need to be obedient to Him today. All right? So I don't think the vast majority could actually even handle tomorrow if we knew what it was really going to bring. We worry enough about today to spend time worrying about tomorrow. There's plenty to worry about in the next 24 hours that I'm going to be living and not worrying about tomorrow. And even if we knew tomorrow was going to be better, if we knew what tomorrow would bring, chances are we'd probably be trying to live in tomorrow instead of living for tomorrow. So we need to live in the here and now. We need to give the here and now to God, and we need to bring the maximum glory to our God to receive the maximum blessings that He has for us today. We need to experience today's blessings first. Like I said, Proverbs 27:1 tells us don't to boast, don't brag about tomorrow, because we cannot be sure what tomorrow was even going to bring. I can only do what I can do today. That's the only things I can really accomplish. And so as long as I have today, I need to be obedient in the things that God calls me to this minute, this hour, this afternoon. That's the way God is calling us to live our life. Pastor Charles Stanley often said this thing. He would say, obey God and leave the consequences to Him. I like those words. I think that's great advice for us today. I hope you have a great day.